Okay, today, Caleb, you are super excited and you wanted to talk about Waves plugins, doing them live, kind of like almost like a history of like how it started, where it kind of went, where it's at now. I'm going to let you kind of just go. I'll chime in, but you're the one that's super excited about this. So like, go ahead and just
whatever.
Yeah.
So, Waves, don't email me about like if their whole pricing and whatever. That's a whole other podcast. To give that a very short summary that I don't need to do, but I'm going to do anyways.
Waves, I'm not anti it.
So, well, I'm not either. I mean, you got to make money. Get your money however you need to get your
bag.
But they, up until this point, you buy a plugin from Waves and you get 2 licenses with it. And then once a year, you could renew to keep that second license and then continue to receive updates of that plugin. Like, they're on version 14 of their stuff right now.
Yeah.
Let's say you bought in at version 12. You can stay on version 8, version 12, whatever, and it operates just like it would from the day you bought it, but you don't get if they add new features or they improve their algorithm or whatever, right?
Yeah.
A month ago or more, they said, hey, we're going to get rid of buying individual plugins and we're all subscription only. You can pay either $10 a month and get access to half of our library of plugins, like 110 plugins, or you can pay $15 a month and get access to everything we have. And the industry went, no, we hate this in general.
See, the way that I understood it, and maybe I'm completely wrong, is I thought that why everyone lost their mind was that like you had to pay $30 a month for each individual plugin.
No.
Which I was like, oh yeah, totally. Because I thought that it was like, oh, you're paying $30 a month and you get every Wave plugin. I'm like, how is that a bad deal?
Right.
Like you just spent $200 on 6 plugins, and now you're spending $30 a month, and you're getting
on 200
and something, plugins like that you didn't even know you needed, and then you're just like, now you're like, well, let's try this one. It could be fun, and you're like, oh my gosh, like when I got,
or you bought those 6, and now you actually only use 3 of them regularly, and whatever, right,
or something new comes out. So and it being everything for that price, it was like. I totally think that's like
if you're new trying to get in the door, just starting out on plugins, whatever, that's really great, and that's why I see the benefit of it. But the fact that they took away, basically said like if you own stuff already, that version, you get that version, but now you need to start paying monthly.
Yeah,
and everybody went, no, I don't want to do that. Like I want to continue to just buy my license every year for these 6 things that I only ever use these 6 plugins. Or there are some guys that are like, I literally only like these 2. I'd rather just, So 2 days after they announced this, Wave said, all right, we'll put it back. You can do either way.
Okay.
Because everybody freaked out so much.
They shouldn't have backed down.
I mean,
I get the sentiment.
But if you got like Chris Lord Algae telling you, no, don't do that. I mean,
you really think he's going to abandon?
No. His name is on. I don't think he was one of them, but you know what I mean. If you've got Billie Eilish's front of house guy going, I'll stop using your stuff.
Willie,
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm pulling names out of thin air here. I'm not saying, but there were enough. But the entire industry said it enough that they went, whoa.
I think in my head, like if I go like in the video world, you know how many people have hated Premiere Pro for like years and have not switched over to like Resolve or even gone back to Final Cut. And they every single time that they export a project and it crashes and they lose their project and they're like, I'm done with Premiere Pro. No one freaking leaves it.
Nobody leaves it. Yeah.
Okay, like now, obviously, like we're finally seeing like a max exodus.
Yeah.
But it's like this whole thing is like I get everyone's upset. It's not really. It doesn't really make sense that like these guys that are doing live tour things. Like you said, they're using 3 plugins because they're doing like a singer songwriter with tracks and stuff like that, and they're using plugins on the vocal because that's the moneymaker,
Yeah.
And it's like I get that, but at the same time, like you're on tour with Billie Eilish, like you telling me you can't afford $300 a year,
right?
Like in plugins,
but think about it though. Yes, but also like let's say I bought these 6 and I'm okay with paying. Like maybe the yearly upgrade is $150 for those 6 plugins. Mm-hmm. Now you're telling me I've got to pay $300 a year.
Yeah, I mean, I think
because these 6 aren't in the cheaper package, right? I bought some of the more cool ones, or what?
Yeah,
right?
and I think for like the little guy like myself, where it's like the
subscription makes total sense. Like I said, if you're trying to start off, right? So I don't know. That's not even what I really want to talk about. But
Yeah.
I love that little like.
To sum up, I understand why people are pissed, but I also understand
Right.
like why
I see
they did
both
what
sides
they
of
did.
it. Yeah. Like whatever.
And personally,
So,
I don't
again,
think that they personally I don't think they should have backed down.
they said right, but they said, hey, we could make more. We could probably make more money, right? Because
Doing both?
We're gonna get both. So por qué no las dos?
I just stick with my isotopes. That's what I.
Right. So, but then that's the thing too, is that like they're in a market where they kind of had to cave because there are so many really good replacements for their stuff.
Yeah.
And that was not the case for a long time. If they'd done this 10 years ago, everybody would have been at their mercy because nobody had plugins that sounded good as they did
Yeah.
then. Ish, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it's not like plugins don't go on sale for like 2 cents a plugin,
right? Yeah, so there's that too.
Every
and
4 days,
and that's why I own so many of the Wave stuff now is because it was like, oh, it's $30, $30. Oh, because I own these, now I can upgrade to this for.
Oh yeah, so that means that
like
my C4 and my C6 are probably going to go to that subscription, aren't they?
So you can but that's why they put it back. You can either just continue to buy the perpetual,
I don't use plugins enough to because I'm doing video stuff, so it's like
Yeah.
I have like a little template that I just drag in. I don't
Yeah.
even think about most of it because
Yeah.
it's like it's my voice that I'm like editing every single time.
and you've got your presets and it's great. Yeah.